2, 1. Good morning, Facebookers. Welcome to the broadcast this morning. I am excited. I'm pumped up to deliver to you something world class, because today is a day where a lot of things are going to change for a lot of people. Please mark this day down, the 10th of August, 2017. This is going to be a hashtag, and I mean hashtag game-changing day for so many of you. Just let me share what I need to share on my timeline here, and then I will give you, oops, that probably should have gone somewhere else, but that's okay. This is going to be something awesome. I'm so excited to deliver to you today some information that I believe everyone needs to hear what I'm about to say. So are you ready? Have you written that date down? This is day 4 on fear busting. In fact, I've just thought of something else that I need to do, so just please bear with me. It is worth waiting for, and of course, we are live. Here we go, sharing a group. That group is My365, the private Facebook group. We're going to post it in there. That's it. We are done. We're going to open this up, and we're going live. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. This is day 4, and this is the week on fear. Now, fear is a fascinating subject, isn't it? Is it not? Because fortune favors the bold. Fortune faces the people who are fearless. But to be truly fearless in life is something pretty hard to do. Why? Because basically we have a natural fear response inside us. Fear of loud noises. If you hear something loud, it's a really good idea to get frightened because your life could be in danger. And also fear of falling, because we can't fly. You are built with those natural bits there, are like encoded into your hardware. I think it's very hard to remove them. Everything else that's been encoded into you has been programmed. You have programmed, you've allowed it to be programmed. No one actually got in your head and moved things around and said, you must be frightened of spiders, you must be frightened of the opposite sex, you must be frightened of being poor. These are things that you've learned by your conditioning. Who knows, some of it might have been encoded into your DNA, but I believe in epigenetics. What does that mean? Epigenetics is all about how your genes express themselves based on how you live your life. And what we're going to be talking about today, it is going to blow your mind. Who is ready to hear something so powerful? But before I say what this is, we've got to just work up to speed as to what we've already done this week. Please, if you have not shared this, share it, because people need to hear what I'm about to say, because people don't change when you tell them what to do. If you're looking at someone who's made a real deep change inside themselves, where they see it, where the word decision comes from, they've cut off from what they were doing and they've made a true decision. They are different. That people change, not when we tell them what to do. They change when their perspective changes, when they all of a sudden go, I have never thought of it like that. And that's why I show up every day, yes, giving you tips, tools, techniques for you to be the very, very best that you can be. But I also show up here every day as a constant force of consistency, because consistency is needed. But let's be really honest, really honest. What's the biggest fear in the Western world? Well, people say it's public speaking. People would rather not speak in public than actually dying. So they would rather be in a coffin at their funeral than speaking at their eulogy. That's what a lot of people associate with their biggest fear. I don't actually think it's the biggest fear. I think the biggest fear is that we're not good enough. The biggest fear that we won't be loved. They're the two biggest fears. I'm not good enough and I won't be loved. Why do we have that fear? Is it because we live in a world that basically is giving you messages every day? You're not quite good enough the way that you are. That's what the world is sending us. Turn on the news, turn on the newspaper, turn on the television, pick up a magazine, and see how long it takes until you start to feel, oh, I need this, or I'm not as good as that, or that person's bum is better than my bum. And we start to feel not quite good enough. And we've created a world where we have to get things. So we said this week. When you live in fear, it's often that you feel you have to get something. I have to get this in order to be someone. So you're always living with there's something missing, and that makes people feel quite frightened. When you come from the mindset of giving, this is what I'm here on earth to give. then we're coming from a place of abundance. Where there's abundance, there's hardly any fear. So the fear response is natural. I asked everyone to start looking at how many times a day do you elicit the fear response? Probably loads. But the real reason most of us are frightened is because we are meek. Now, what does that mean? What does meek mean? I really would encourage you to go away and start looking at the origins of this word, okay? Because this is really, really important. This is one of the most important things I have ever said to any of you. So, have you ever heard, apparently Jesus said this, "For the meek will inherit the earth." Apparently he said that, okay? Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, who knows? I'm not here to have a religious argument. Let's just say he did say that. And let's look at why he said that. Because how many of you, if someone sneezes, you go, "Bless you"? How many of you do that? How many of you do that? Someone goes, "Bless you," you go, "Bless you." Does anyone do that? Anyone, when anyone sneezes? Does anyone eat what's on their plate because they were told there were starving kids in the world? Does anyone do that? And you still eat for the third world, yet eating for them doesn't actually help them. That came from the Second World War, rationing. Saying "bless you" when people sneeze came from the 13th century. Meek. What are the meek? Now, the meek were, when Jesus said this, he was talking to the villagers. People were ruled by the Roman Empire. You couldn't stand up. You couldn't stand up and say, "Let's start a revolution." If you stood up and said, "I'm going to start a revolution," do you know what would have happened to you? You would have been quashed. We were being ruled by some of the most powerful people that ever spoke up. That ever spoke. And if you spoke up, you were finished, my friends. To be meek was to be humble. To be meek was to be quiet. And what Jesus was saying, I believe, this is my interpretation, is, listen, if you're living in a world where you have to be subservient, that's what you have to do or you'll die, just be comfortable with that. Be comfortable with that, because if you're like that and you find humility in the world that you live, then they will never take that away from you. It's like what Viktor Frankl wrote in his book, A Man's Search for Meaning. This is a man who was in the concentration camps, and the Nazis killed his whole family, and he had invented something called logotherapy, which is about your attitude. That he was saying, you can take everything away from you, you can kill everything else around me, but I still choose how I feel. And I believe that you and me and so many of us are playing meek. If you want to really look at what the word meek means, it means to be docile, to be shy, to be timid, to be long-suffering, to be orderly, to be patient, to be plain, to be spineless, to be weak-kneed, nothing objected, to be fit, to be fearful. Now, there are a couple. To be patient is a good thing, but just imagine if this was true, that you are meek. Deep down inside, you are still feeling, when I was like that for years. I went to school, I was meek. I was just I didn't stand up. I'm meek. That's why I got into a gang, because all of a sudden I could be less than meek, but I still felt meek. I got a job. I had a boss. I thought my boss was Julius Caesar. I was so scared of him. I was shy. I was timid. I became long-suffering. I thought there was something wrong with me. Pineless, spineless. But what's the opposite of meek? Now, let's just say Jesus did say that. That was a pretty good thing to say to everyone. People probably needed to hear that. Look, these guys will kill us if we just need, let's be humble. Let's just look after ourselves. Let's take care of each other. And when we leave this earth, we will inherit the earth because we did the best that we could do. Now, let me ask you that question, guys. How many of you are doing that today? How many of you are doing the best that you can do? How many of you are being the very best that you can be? You're not, because you're playing meek. So right today's the day. If you want to go from fear to fearless, or if you want to go from fear to being confident, it's time to rise up. It's time to rise up and be that better version of yourself. To be the opposite of meek is to be bold, to be brave, to be excited, to be assertive, to speak up. Now, some of you on this My 365 journey, this is what you have gone from being meek to being outspoken and working out what is really important to me. Man's search for meaning. We talk about this a lot on My 365, right? This is the I. This is you, right? You. This is you, right? This is the I. And this is, what are you here to do? What's your meaning in life? This M here, this is you being mindful, you being aware, you deciding how you are treating yourself. Because the time has come, my friends. You know it, I know it. Let's stop being subservient to ourselves. This is a big message, and I guarantee I will continue to be here for you because I believe you know this to be true. You know this to be true. The meek will not inherit the earth. No, the disciplined will inherit the earth. And I want you to write this word down, blissipin. Not discipline, just put a bliss in front of the dis. Blissipin, discipline, blissipin. It's not a word, but why don't we start using that? What is your blissipin? What is it that drives you forwards? What is it that you want to be? Who is it you want to be? I don't want to get too biblical, but you know, they say the kingdom of heaven. Kingdom of heaven is in here, my friends. This is it. What you could create, what you can be. Fortune, favors, write it down. The bliss of it. What is your bliss? If you say, I don't really know, work it out. Do what you enjoy doing. Get fitter, get healthier, enjoy it. Rise up and say, look at me. Look what I've done. I'm not going to be meek. Just because you've been playing the meek role, just like Shakespeare said, the world is but a stage and we are all but actors on this stage. We're actors upon it, yes? We've been acting. You've been acting meek. I know you probably didn't think, oh, well, I'm going to grow up. I'm going to play the meek character. No way. You wanted to play and have fun, and then you were conditioned. And some of you, terrible things have happened to you, maybe. But you're still here. You're still here. Yesterday, I interviewed our member of the month, which for this month, we're still celebrating the amazing member of the month. This month, who is just unbelievable, Abigail Newman. When you hear the story of our next member of the month, and you realize what people can go through in life and still come out stronger. Come on. Yes, it's time. It is time. No longer meek. And I want to know your reactions to what I'm saying today. I want to know what you get from this. So you want to be involved in this process? Coaching is important. Everyone needs coaching. There are people all over Facebook opening up and talking and people coaching and offering people. Let's take what the world has given us, this opportunity to grow and get better, because that's what we were put on this earth to do, right? To grow, to grow, to grow, to grow like a tree and then contribute to the world by giving something back. So I'm looking for all of you. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you've never made a video or never posted or never written anything. Tell us what it is that you have just taken away from this, because this is a powerful message. Do you want to be meek? Do you want to be? Probably not. But why are you doing it? Practice. You've been practicing being docile, being shy, being timid, long-suffering, orderly, just standing in a line, plain, spineless, weak-kneed. But that's not you. You didn't come into this world like that. You came into this world with a blank page. Everything was possible. And your life isn't over yet, is it? Is your life over? But every day the clock is ticking. It's ticking, it's ticking, it's ticking, it's ticking, it's ticking. Well, every day we've got an opportunity to do something great. And this is one of the greatest things you'll ever do in your life, is be a part of you being a better version of yourself. But don't be passive. Don't dive around and just put your toe in. Dive in, get involved. Change your life today. Why? Because your life makes a difference. And you know you want the legacy of your life to be that you made a difference, even if it was just a one person's life, and that life being you looking in the mirror and saying, look what I became, look who I become. Yes? Who's excited? Who's fired up? I don't know about you, but I am. I'm on cloud. If there was a cloud 9, I'm on cloud 999. I'm on cloud 365. So guys, looking forward, I want to know what you have taken away from this. I don't care if I see one video or 100 videos. What have you taken away from this? Even if you want to write it down, even if you just write it down for yourself, even if you go and talk to other people. And you know what? Meek, one of the biggest issues with meek is when you surround yourself with other meek people. People who are weak, people who moan and complain and talk about what's wrong. It's very hard to rise up. People are trying to pull you back down. And that's another reason why My 365 is so powerful. And it is the most incredible community of like-minded people around the world who have got your back. Thank you so much for watching this morning. I hope this makes sense. We will review everything tomorrow. When we talk about fear, you know, it's a big subject. But you know, if you've been playing this part, if you see yourself as a weak person, then you will be subject to fear and worry emotion. Let's rise up. Let's be counted. Let's be amazing. Follow me on Instagram, guys, if you're not doing that already. Goodbye, Instagrammers. Love you guys so much. Let's just end this here. I'm just going to finish off with a quick summary on here, just for 20 seconds. Let's turn the camera around. So that was it. What a broadcast day. Thank you so much for all of you that have tuned in this morning. Amazingly awesome. Please share it. It's time to inherit the earth, not by being meek, but by being disciplined. Have a great day. We'll see you at the top. Much love. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for watching. We'll see you so soon. If you're watching this on the replay, please share this. Get it out. We know the world needs to hear these messages. All the best. Much love.